The SEC filing case into Vince McMahon is now closed, and as a result, Vince McMahon will need to repay back $1.3 million to WWE. I'm Luke Owen. Welcome to this extra special breaking news edition of the WrestleTalk News. Please do press the subscribe button, give us a little thumbs up, leave a comment down below and all that good jazz, and make sure you check out today's WrestleTalk News video where Ollie Davis in studio looks at more of the Hulk Hogan controversies that are still ongoing, and some more people have waded into this, as well as some Seth Rollins and CM Punk updates from yesterday's WrestleTalk News video after his excellent interview that he did with Chris Van Vliet. So this is relating to the hush money payments that Vince McMahon had made. I'm going to do air quotes there, the hush money payments that alleged that Vince McMahon paid out to several women, one of which is believed to have been Janelle Grant. And this was the looking into that, and the findings have come out, and I'm going to read what the SEC have released about this, and then after we've gone through that, we can then read what Vince McMahon's take on all of this is, because we haven't heard from him for a while. Obviously, he stepped down from TKO back in January when Janelle Grant filed the suit against him, John Laurinaitis, and WWE, and yeah, he's kind of broken his silence now, so we can find out his statement. But let me first read you what the SEC has to write. So, apologies to start off with, because A, I'm in my home office, so not the usual studio quality that you would come to expect from the WrestleTalk News, and also B, I do have to read this off my laptop, which is on my lap, and therefore I'm not going to be looking directly into the camera, which is not the best way to make a video, I would imagine. But maybe you're just listening to this anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. So I'm going to try and hold this up. There you go. Try not to get it too much in frame while I read this. So this is from the SEC today. The order finds that, because McMahon failed to disclose the agreements to WWE, WWE did not evaluate the disclosure implications or the appropriate accounting for these transactions in its financial statements. The SEC's order finds that, because the payments required by the 2019 and 2022 agreement were not recorded, WWE overstated its 2018 net income by approximately 8% and its 2021 net income by approximately 1.7%. In addition, according to the order, these payments should have been disclosed as related party transactions. The order further finds that McMahon signed management representation letters that were provided to WWE's auditor that did not disclose the existence of either settlement agreement. After learning of the settlement agreement, WWE issued a restatement of its financial statements in August 2022. As McMahon consented to the entry of the SEC's order finding that he violated the Securities Exchange Act by knowingly circumventing WWE's internal accounting controls, and that he directly or indirectly made or caused to be made false or misleading statements to WWE's auditor. The order finds that McMahon caused WWE's violations of the reporting and books and record provisions of the Exchange Act. Without admitting or denying the SEC's finding, McMahon agreed to cease and desist from violating those provisions, pay a $400,000 civil penalty, and reimburse WWE $1.3 million. So there you go. So the SEC looked into this and said that McMahon tried to hide this, essentially. That's what they write here, that he was circumventing WWE's internal accounting controls, and he may have done this and he may have done that, but in the end he has sort of agreed to sort of cease and desist and sort of end this case off. They write there that because he failed to disclose these agreements, or didn't make WWE aware of these agreements, that they kind of overstated some of their profits made in 2018, in 2019 and 2022. So McMahon has put out a statement about that. So we've all read now, or at least you listened to me read out the SEC filings conclusion to this. And McMahon put out a statement on Twitter, like a little image statement on Twitter, that said, "The case is closed. Today ends nearly..." I'll try. I'll hold my laptop again. I'll read that from the top, shall I? "The case is closed. Today ends nearly 3 years of investigation by different governmental agencies. There has been a great deal of speculation about what exactly the government was investigating and what the outcome would be. As today's resolution shows, much of that speculation was misguided and misleading. In the end, there was never anything more to this than minor accounting errors with regard to some personal payments I made several years ago while I was CEO of WWE. I am thrilled that I can now put all of this behind me. So there you go, that is what Vince McMahon has to say about it. What is your take on this? What's your take on what the SEC have said and what McMahon said about what the SEC have said? And let me know in the comments down below, because like, I'm no businessman, but a lot of what he's saying there doesn't seem to track with what I'm reading in the SEC, but maybe I am misreading this. So please do correct me in the comments down below. So like McMahon, there's been lots of rumours and stuff and reports and such that McMahon is looking to start a new company, a new entertainment company. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, a new entertainment company is the way that it's being described in various places, with former WWE executives that are no longer there in the TKO era. So we'll have to see about that. From what I can gather and what the reports have said, it's not going to be wrestling related, so it could be within sort of movie and TV, but it's not. He's not going back into the wrestling business. He's sort of staying within the entertainment sphere, just not within the pro wrestling sphere. So what do you make of all of this? I'd be very interested to read some of your comments down below, so get them in there. I just want to give you one little extra thing, because it's a follow-up from yesterday's WrestleTalk news video, which had the Fightful Select report that Malachi Black was seemingly done with All Elite Wrestling. But with Malachi Black, it's one of those things where there's a lot of he said, she said, and sometimes people say this, other people say this, and then Malachi Black comes out and says none of it's true. So Fightful Select's report was that the belief within AEW is he is done with the company, and he's not going to be going back, and he's likely not going to be on TV again. But there are other reports, or Fightful Select add in their report that we're not saying that he's definitely done, or he hasn't signed an extension, or he has signed an extension. They're not definitively saying anything. Dave Meltzer, has written about this in the Wrestling Observer Radio, said there has been a lot of talk in the past 2 days about Malachi Black. The word backstage was that he was gone from AEW, although in trying to confirm it, nobody would say anything. It had been reported elsewhere, and one person close to the situation said that they were confirming it to us, but when we asked officially, there was neither a confirmation nor a denial. Nobody expects him back. There was also talk from WWE that he was expected back there when his contract expires, but that's been the case for a while. But evidently, there has been talk in WWE Creative about him of late. So, according to Meltzer there, WWE Creative have been talking about Malachi Black's return to WWE. It is Meltzer, so maybe you can take some of this with a pinch of salt, but we'll certainly see on that one. And if there is any update on that, you will find that on WrestleTalk.com over the weekend, or from myself and Oliver Davis when we return to the WrestleTalk news next Monday. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe and all that. And we'll see you then. Take care. I love you. Jam that jam.